Good evening and welcome to the September edition of the GarethJohnstonGolf.com newsletter. And we have here Adam Scott on the left hand side of the screen and Chris Wood on the right hand side of the screen. Chris Wood obviously voted into the European Ryder Cup team. And what we can see here are two very, very different styles in the way in which they set up. You can see here Chris Wood's posture at address is very much more exaggerated than that of Adam Scott. Now, of course, these two gentlemen will swing the club in excess of 110 mile an hour when swinging a driver, and of course this will then impart very similar forces to the club if we just took speed into account. However, it's not just about speed, it's about the way in which you stand to the ball, the way in which you load the club, the plane in which you swing the club in the backswing and the downswing. And if you look at Adam Scott here, you can see that the way in which he takes this club away from the ball to target line is very similar to that of the textbook. Absolutely neutral in its lines as he moves up to the halfway back position. The club is literally perfect in the way it's moved into the halfway back checkpoint here. Now, if you look at Chris Wood, this was just days before his win at Wentworth, whereby he was at Calcutta Park and he was doing a shoot for Mizuno, believe it or not, who will be visiting Calcutta Park with a tour truck on the 23rd of September to offer fittings to our members and my customers. And you can see in the halfway back position, albeit they both swing the club at around about 110, 115 mile an hour. Of course, they could probably crank this up a little bit more. Their halfway back positions are incredibly different. If you look at the way Chris Wood moves up to the top of the swing and then moves into his downswing versus Adam's movement, you'll see here as Adam moves up to the top and moves into the downswing, the lines are incredibly similar. There is a very little shift in that plane. So if we take the fact that their swing speeds are very similar, yet their postures are different, their planes are different, therefore then the forces that they impart on the shaft are very different, you can see here that Adam's club shaft moves into impact and is delivered in an almost identical way to the way it was at address. If you look at Chris Wood's shaft in the bottom or the right hand side of the screen, you can see here he gets a hair more handle rise, and we're talking a hair. That club is just slightly different to the way in which it was at address, but that being said, his club will probably need to be built in a different fashion to that of Adam Scott's. And this is the point in which this video is basically produced. It is a way in which I can highlight to you that despite their club head speed, the way in which they would need their shafts built, their club lies built, their club heads built to their swing styles would be very different. So this just lends itself to an example of two great players that will need very different clubs. I am certain of that fact. Anyway, the moral of the story, get yourselves fitted for the way in which you swing the club. Find yourself a local pro, or even visit me at Calcutta Park Golf Club. Contact me at www.GarethJohnstonGolf.com and I will of course help you out. Alternatively, come and book a session in to the Mizuno Tour Fitting Day on my Pros Weekend on the 23rd of September 2016. Thank you for listening. Look forward to seeing you soon.